So welcome everyone. In this video we will talk about conductometry or conductometric titrations. We will see its principle along with few other terms which are being discussed under this topic. So now let us begin. So firstly let us talk about the principle of conductometric titrations. It is based on the principle that during the titration what happens that one of the ions is replaced by the other, and invariably these two ions differ in the ionic conductivity, with the result that the conductivity of the solution varies during the course of the titration. Okay, so in order to understand better what exactly is being said over here, firstly it is important to know what exactly we mean by the conductance. So let us firstly talk about conductance and then we will come back to this principle. So here I have written the definition for conductance. It is defined as a degree to which an object or a conductor can conduct the electric current through it. Okay, so to conduct means to allow it to pass through it. Okay, so if any object has more conductance, it means that more electric current can flow through it. Okay, so this electric current flows occurs through the movement of charges or by the movement of ions. Okay, so this is the what is being said in this conductance. So if any object has more conductance, it means that the electric current can easily pass through it. It means that there is more movement of our ions or charges. This is meant by this conductance. So in this definition it is what said that during titration what happens that one of the ions is replaced by the other ion, and these ions differ in their ionic conductivity, and due to the difference in the ionic conductivity what happens that there is difference, that the result that the conductivity of the solution varies during the course of the titration. Now when the ions are being replaced by the other ion, so if the ion has low ionic conductivity, it will result in the fall of the conductivity of the solution, and if some ion has more conductivity, then that will result in rise in the conductivity of the solution. Okay, so that is what is being discussed in this principle. I hope that is clear to you. Basically we are talking about the conductance means the flow of the charges. Okay, so if any kind of ion has more ionic conductivity, it means it will more is the electric current flowing, and if any ion has lesser conductivity, it means that lesser is the electric current flowing through that conductor. I hope this simple definition is clear to you. Now let us come back to our conductance part. So, conductance is defined as degree to which an object or conductor can conduct the electric current through it. Now, conductance is a property which is labeled as G. Okay, so it is defined by the alphabet G. Now conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. Okay, resistance means the obstruction to the path of current by any kind of object. Now conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. It means that it is the completely opposite of resistance. If there is any object which offers more resistance to the flow of current, that means the conductance will be less, and vice versa. And this conductance is calculated as the ratio of current I passing to the potential difference V. Okay, which is opposite in case of calculating resistance. Now just now we said that our conductance is the reciprocal of resistance, so that is what is being written over here. Okay, so we know that the unit of our resistance is ohm, and since conductance is the reciprocal of resistance, so its unit is per ohm, and this per ohm is also defined as Siemens. Okay, so up to now what we have talked about the principle of conductometry, and we have discussed what exactly is conductance, and now we know that its unit is per ohm or Siemens. Okay, so now let us move on to the next term, which is the specific resistance. So resistance, so far you know that it is any kind of obstruction being offered to the path, to the flow of the electric current. So specific resistance, let us see what does this mean. So it is defined as the resistance which is offered by a unit length, and unit cross section of a substance to a current when a voltage is applied to it. Okay, so in specific resistance, the length and the cross section of the substance is of unit. Okay, now let us okay, so this specific resistance, it depends upon two factors: the length of the conductor and the cross section of the conductor. Now let us see the relationship between the specific resistance and these two factors. So as we know that the resistance of a conductor is given by this: resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to the area of the conductor. So if we replace this proportionality sign by okay, so we will get over here our rho, and this rho is our specific resistance. And in specific resistance we know that the length and the area is unity. Okay, so length is 1 meter and area is 1 mm square. So by putting this value in this equation, finally we will get that our R, our resistance is equal to our specific resistance. Okay, this is just how we are going to derive its unit. So the unit for the specific resistance is ohm meter. So up to now we have talked about specific resistance. Now let us move on to the next term, which is our specific conductance or conductivity. So just like specific resistance, it is specific conductivity. The unit for resistance is ohm, and that for specific resistance is ohm meter, and the unit for conductance over here was Siemens. So the unit for our specific conductance is Siemens per meter. Okay, so I hope like this way it is easier to remember it. So it is defined as the conductance of the body of uniform length and uniform area of cross section. Again, whenever we talk about specific term, so uniform length and uniform area of cross section is there. So its unit is Siemens per meter, and here we can understand how exactly do we get this value Siemens per meter. So okay, so before we must know that this specific conductance is also labeled as K, which means kappa. Okay, so K over here, kappa, is inversely proportional to our specific resistance. Rho over here is specific resistance, and the specific resistance we know it is equals to R into A upon L. So when we will perform the calculation, this L will go over here. Okay, so if we take L by A over here, so 1 by R over here, 1 by R is the uh, opposite, 1 by R is our conductance, so 1 by R we will replace it by G is our conductance. Okay, so we know that the length and the area are uniform, so meter upon m square, and we know the unit for conductance, it is Siemens. So 1 m will be cut over here, so it will be Siemens per meter. Okay, so this is how we have derived the unit for our specific conductance. I hope it is clear to you. Now let us move on to the next term, which is equivalent conductance, and it is defined by lambda equivalent. So it is defined as the conductance of all the ions which are produced by 1 gram equivalent of an electrolyte in a given solution. So this the formula for calculating the equivalent conductance is K into V. This K is our kappa. Okay, V is the volume in ml which contain 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte, and K is our specific conductance. Okay, so if we have to calculate its unit, then we know that for this kappa, it has unit Siemens per meter, and volume is meter cube. So when we will perform the calculation, it is Siemens meter square per gram equivalent, or we can also say per ohm centimeter square per gram equivalent. These are the units for our equivalent conductance. Now let us move on to the last term under this topic, which is molar conductance. So the conductance of 1 mole of a solution of an electrolyte is known as molar conductance, and it is denoted by lambda m. Now there is another definition for this molar conductance or molar conductivity. So the molar conductivity lambda m of an electrolyte may also be defined as the conductance of a volume of solution which contains 1 mole of a dissolved substance. So the formula for molar conductance is this, lambda m is equals to kappa upon Cm. Cm here is the molar concentration, and the unit for this molar concentration is Siemens meter square per mole. So this was all in this video. Okay, so the main thing which you have to remember is the definition and their SI units. That is what is important over here. So in the next video we will further cover the topics under our conductometric titrations. So thank you for watching.